shame. Even if I tell you, you're not good at this, shame or guilt. And this is shocking. About half of those were creativity scars to be unacceptable. The conversation in our house would sound something like individualized, contextualized. Women with high levels of shame resilience know they're in shame. For me, time slows down.
Could artists transform this far gone society? Are dramatically shifting, and there are some real, you know, an influencer that's like a solo cup of a container, and you got this, gets an iPhone, and he just spends hours and hours and hours glued to his little screen, whatever. But I think it is very similar. Maybe you're not making art, and so in my mind, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm making myself name and profile. I was already completely, because we think it means persona, Twitter versus Instagram versus whatever, all these planets. Humans see these clips and this kind of inspirational music.
Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday, October 24th. I am vlogging this week. You will have already seen some of yesterday's footage. Yesterday was basically just 100% painting. I'm working on a few different things this week. I'm working on an editorial commission, which is what I was working on yesterday, and I have a private commission that I need to finish, and I also have some sketches that I need to do for another commercial commission. It's going to be for some packaging. That all needs to get done this week. And then the other two things that are self-initiated that I also am hoping to work on, and I think I actually might have included some of this in yesterday's footage, but I'm doing a show, like an in-person show in Boston at the end of November. It's actually gonna be oh, I should look at my calendar. Thursday, November 29th, the Thursday after Thanksgiving. Thursday, November 29th at 7 p.m. in Somerville at an ice cream place called Gracie's. And I'll tell you guys later how that came about because it was kind of fun. It's kind of a fun story. I already did tell it on my Patreon live stream, and I will tell it again here later. But so I have like at least 10 paintings, maybe 11 or 12 that I need to finish for that. And I've started on some. I think I did show a little bit of it yesterday. Yeah, so I have to keep working on those. Nowhere near finished. I've just like started on I think 3 or 4 of them, or 4, yeah, around that number. I just have to get some more done on that, and then I also am working on developing my next class. So those 2 things are the self-initiated things, and I have the 3 client things. And I should probably also do some email and admin stuff. So we'll see what gets done. Since it's yesterday was Tuesday, I just had the morning with my dad, and then who gets here super early. So I had an early morning and had like 5 hours of painting yesterday. And then I had to go to a doctor's appointment, so I didn't get anything done during Penelope's nap. But today I'll be working this morning and then working during her nap, and then we have more childcare from 3 to 5 today, so it should be a nice long work day. And at this point I think I'm going to go ahead and just jump in and get started on some painting. The camera is actually sitting on top of a pile of portfolios and my gag guide. I have it weighing down some of the paintings that I was working on yesterday. The ones both for the editorial commission and for the in-person show are all being done on Reeves, and I've used quite a bit more watercolor than I usually do on the initial layers. So Reeves can sometimes warp, which is not my favorite, but it's so, like, the texture is so nice and smooth, and like really buttery and sturdy, and all kinds of reasons I love it. But the one negative for me is that it does warp if you use a lot of watercolor. So I tend to just like put it face down on a clean sheet of paper and wait it to let it dry. So I gotta unpack those, and then I'm gonna set up over here and just get started with some painting.
And he examined the 3. Rather to be back in half an hour, so soon be walled off. off hair white when he came to cold garlic heavy sausage.
All right, so I have finished, I think, for a little while with the watercolor. I've been using the Hydrus watercolors. I've had my lamp on, actually. I might turn it back on again. Yeah, I've had my desk lamp on just because it's kind of a gray, dreary day, so easier for me to see and easier to film. So this is the going to be a main illustration for an editorial piece I'm doing, and this one is a spot. So these have both had just watercolor so far, and I'm going to switch to colored pencil. And then I also have been working on these. You saw me working on this one, which is some vegan tacos, and this, which is a falafel, dumplings, ice cream cone, and then this cocktail here. So these are all also only watercolor. I was kind of wanting to do the other, another 5 pieces, the other 5 pieces for this show. I like to do things in stages, so get everything that I'm working on done with the watercolor phase and then move on to colored pencils. But I think I'm gonna have to, it's just not realistic this week because the editorial pieces have an actual deadline. Well, the personal pieces, the pieces for the show, have a deadline as well, but it's not until the end of November, and the editorial pieces are due on the 30th. And the sketches that I need to do for the packaging piece are due at the end of this week, and then the personal commission, which I can't show, is due on the 31st. So I'm gonna move on to colored pencil. Well, I'm gonna clean up my desk and then I'm gonna move on to colored pencil for the editorial pieces and possibly the private commission. All right.
See it as he has never seen it before. R is nothing and nobody. Bob tried again. Nothing more. He sneezed. About this, he shook his head. Sir, the human.
All right, it is about 11:50, almost 11:55. I'm just finishing up a couple of things. I just posted my today's Inktober on Instagram and Twitter. There's 7 days left. I have actually finished them all already, so I'm done early, and we'll just be sharing them over the next week. But that's really good because, as I mentioned when I was first talking about Inktober several weeks ago, one of the reasons I started planning and trying to get stuff done early was that I just never know when I'm going to have a busy week with client work, and the next couple weeks are pretty busy with client work and also with this self-initiated studio project. Why can't I think of the right word? In-person show. I need coffee and lunch. But most of my self-initiated projects don't have a deadline, but this one does. So, and I committed to doing that and had the date on the calendar, and then I had like several client things come in. So if I was doing all of this and trying to finish up Inktober, I would be super, super stressed and probably wouldn't have finished. So it's good that I finished early, and the last of those will be coming out over the next week. And I don't remember if I've mentioned it here yet or not. I definitely have mentioned it on Instagram, but I'm actually going to be auctioning off all of the original Inktober illustrations. So they're all 4x4 inches and on Bristol board. and I'm just gonna do it all on well, the auction will start on November 1st. I think it's gonna run for a week. I'm gonna do a longer auction than the last time I did, and I'm trying to keep them super affordable, so all the opening bids are just $35. And yeah, that'll be on November 1st, and I think I may try to do, we'll see if I can figure it out among everything else in the next week, but I may try to do some sort of like a limited edition print or poster or something that has all of the images on it. But if you are interested in getting an original, that could be one of the more affordable ways to do it, and I would love it if they all found homes. So yeah, I just have posted that. I'm not finished yet with this editorial commission. I'm not sure if I'm going to show any more of the work. I don't want to like show the completed piece because it's not out yet, so I may not show any more of that process, but for now I am gonna head downstairs, take over from the babysitter for a little bit, and get some lunch with Penelope, and then for her nap I'll just be working downstairs, probably just on the computer. I may work some on those sketches for the packaging project, so I'm not sure if I'll film it all then, but I'll definitely film more this afternoon after Penelope's nap. So bye bye for now. Good morning, guys. It is Thursday. I have just gotten into the studio. I didn't end up filming anymore yesterday, as you will have already seen. I just was continuing to work on the editorial project. I did a little bit more. I did finish up one of the sketches for the packaging project. And I didn't want to show, I had already showed some of the editorial ones, so I didn't want to show too much of that. This morning, I think I'm finished. Well, I'm like 90% finished with the main illustration. So I need to add some like highlights and stuff to that. And then of course I have to scan it and process it. And it's due end of day tomorrow. And then the spot illustration, I don't know, I'm like 60% of the way done with the spot illustration probably. I still have some more finish work to do, some more colored pencil work to do on that. If I have time today, I also need to work on that private commission, which I can't show at all. That is the plan for today, and I am gonna get started. I can actually show you guys one thing before I dive in. This is the reference image I'm using, and it's cobbled together from a couple of different images that I got on public domain websites. So the cup and the plate, cup and the plate are one image, and then the cake is not the cake and the fork are another image. And this, I think this is carrot cake, and I'm actually drawing Boston cream pie. But I'm using this as a reference for the way that the light works and the proportions and the fork, and then I'm going to turn the caramel sauce. I've kind of changed the shape of the puddle, and I'm also going to turn it into chocolate, obviously, since it's Boston cream pie. It needs the ganache. But yeah, this, oh, and then the colors I've tweaked a little bit too. This I've kind of brightened up, and then I'm going to make the outer rim of the mug also like a turquoisey blue color. But yeah, this is the reference I'm working from.
Elegantly accomplished. Graveyard for the last month.
Sweet girl. Hi. Baby. Yeah, the baby's gonna be in the camera. What do you say? Hi. Penny hold it? Well, probably not. Hi, bedhead.
Stickers.
Stickers? Yeah, we can get some stickers downstairs.
No.
Let's open up your other window.
No, I want stickers.
Yeah, I hear you. You want stickers, but we're gonna get your stickers downstairs. She wants my washi tape, the tape I have for packaging orders. Do you want to bring Horsey or Kitty? Who do you want to bring? Horsey? Do you want to walk yourself or do you want Carrie? Carrie. All right, say, time to go to the gym. Gym. Yeah, new pants, new shirt. We have to put your costume on. Yeah, then we're gonna see Cecily and Laura. Hi, baby. Get dressed. You have to put on a costume. Head.
Baby.
Other arm.
Close it.
Closed it.
No.
Yeah.
Sally's here.
Do you see her?
I close it.
You closed it with your foot.
Small. Baby.
We'll have to look at it on
Apple.
the sidewalk.
No.
Cecily's painting a cookie. Good morning, guys. It is Friday, about 10:15. I have already been in the studio painting on, working on paintings for my upcoming show. And I'm about to stop the vlog so that I can edit it and hopefully get it up for you guys by noon today. But I wanted to mention one other thing before wrapping up. After I did last week's video about the two resources, the gag guide and the Creative Career Path Handbook. More for the gag guide, I think a couple of you have asked about how you get the contracts from the back of the book, and I can't remember if I think I mentioned that I had a way to do that in the video, but regardless, people have been asking about that. And sorry, itchy nose. Yes, people have been asking about how to get the contract. Like if you buy the book that has all the contracts and the documents and stuff that are in the back, the licensing agreements, all of that, how to get those onto your computer so that you can edit them and use them. And what I do, if you just Google JPG or JPEG to plain text, that will bring up a bunch of listings for websites with, I think it's called OCR. I think that's the name of the software, but basically you can turn either a PDF that you have on your computer or a photo that you've taken of text. So just like open up the book, take a picture with your smartphone or camera or whatever, try to get it as clear as possible, but you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be a scan. You can actually just like take a photo with your phone. And then you just upload it onto one of these sites and it converts all of the text that's in the image into plain text. And that means like it has no formatting or anything. So if something was bulleted or in different paragraphs, none of that will come through. It will just be literally like a block of text. It will still have periods and all of the normal sentence structure and everything, but you do have to read through and make sure. There were sometimes if it has a hard time with a certain symbol, it might not translate it correctly, but it will get like 95-98% of, it'll get almost all of the text just translated into a workable format that you can use. And then you just have to read through, make sure it all, you know, is in English or whatever language, and then add back in the formatting. So like if there was bullet point, if there are bullet points or different paragraphs or whatever. But it is way faster than just typing it, than looking at the book and typing it. I am guessing that the Graphic Artists Guild has those forms available for download for the members. Like I think you have to like actually be a member of the guild to get them. But if you're like me and you just buy the book and you want to use the resources that are in there, then that is how I do it. So I'm not putting a link to an OCR site because I don't even remember. It's been a little while since I've done it. I don't remember which one I used, but it was one of the first ones that came up on the Google search results. So just Google JPEG to plain text and you will be able to do that too. Okay, so for the rest of today, I'm gonna edit this video first thing, and then it's also deadline day for my editorial assignment. So I have to scan the finished illustrations in. I did finish them yesterday. Scan those in, edit them, send them off, and then I also have to send off sketches, and if I have time this afternoon, I will try to finish up the private commission that I've been working on. Yeah, so before I really wrap it up, I do want to be sure to thank my patrons for supporting this video, for supporting this channel, and letting me make this video. If you also want to support these videos and help me make more and help see more of them come into the world, then you can visit patreon.com/Kendyll Hillegas. I have a few different reward tiers, everything from $1 to $10. And even just at the $1 tier, you get access to things like I do a monthly live stream, which is one of the only places to see real-time content, real-time art making content on the regular. So yeah, take a look at that if that's something that you're interested in. And thank you so much to everybody who is already supporting. And thank you to everybody who's liking and commenting and sharing and all of that. So that is it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the vlog, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.